Step into reading Step 3, Eat My Dust, Henry Ford's First Race, by Monica Collin, illustrated by Richard Waltz. Eat my dust. Henry Ford liked to drive. He liked to drive into town. People got excited when they saw him. "There is that crazy Henry driving his horseless buggy again," they said. Ladies went for the sidewalk. "Oh!" Ben leaped for cover. "Oh!" Dog barked. Horses reared. Henry liked driving into town. Henry had built his car by himself. It ran on gas. It did not have brakes. Henry started his car by turning off the engine. Then he jumped out. Henry tied his car to a post, just like a horse, so it would not roll away. Everyone wished Henry would go back to driving a horse and buggy. But Henry loved cars. He loved driving them, and he loved building them. "Hey, you made that such a creak again." Other people were building cars too. Their car cost a lot of money. They always needed repairs. Since the most people did not know how to drive, car owners hired drivers. Only the rich could afford to own a car. Henry had a dream. He wanted to build a car everyone could own. Henry needed money to build his dream car. How could he get it? He decided to enter the race. Henry had never raced a car in his life. Car racing was a new sport. People dressed up for a day at the races. They cheered the fastest car to victory. "Go ahead, go, go." "If I win the race," Henry told his wife, Clara, "I will be able to build my new car." Henry and a mechanic named Spiderhuff went to work. They put a 26 horsepower engine in their race car. 1 horsepower equaled a pulling power of 1 horse. That meant Henry's car could beat any horse in second flat. People laughed at Henry. "You'll never beat the Daredevil," they said. The Daredevil was Alexander Winton. He was the American racing car champion. "You'll never beat him with that crap." "I can beat him," said Henry. "My car is built better." Clara nodded. "Yes, your car is." She wanted only one thing. She wanted Henry to drive safely. "But just be careful. I don't want to lose you." The races were held at the track near Detroit, Michigan. Henry entered a 10-mile race. The prize was $1,000. 8,000 people filled the stands that day. The 10-mile race was the last race of the day. Henry and Winton were the only racers on the track. The Daredevil smiled at Henry. He tipped his hat. Henry tipped his hat and smiled back. "On your marks!" shouted the starter. Henry gripped his steering wheel. "Start your engines!" Spider cranked the engine. Henry's racer rolled to life. Boom! Bam! The starter pistol went off. Henry and Winton shut down the track. The crowd cheered. Woo! Most were cheering for Winton. Winton! Most were cheering for Winton. Winton! 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 They were sure he would win. The two cars raced side by side. Up ahead lay the first curve. Winton was a pro. He knew how to drive around the bend without slowing down. Henry did not. He had to cut the engine. Then he made a slow, wide turn. "Lean out!" shouted Henry. Spider stood on the running board. He leaned out. Henry took the curve. Spider's weight kept the racer from tipping over. Winton was ahead. Henry stepped it on the gas. He sped down the track. His car caught up with the Winton's. The car raced around the track 5 more times. Goodbye, Winton. Oh, what? The racers were on their last lap. Ding, 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 ding. The last round. The finish line was in sight. Suddenly, black smoke covered the track. Henry could not see. Was his car in trouble? Was the engine overheating? Was the race to build his dream car over? No, Winton's car was in trouble. It was burning oil. Suddenly, the engine stalled. Winton's car rolled to a stop. Henry rolled past in a cloud of dust. Yippee! He shouted with glee. The crowd went wild. Whoa! What a crazy thing happened! Men threw their hats in the air. Woo! Henry! Henry! Women stood on their chairs to get a better view. Henry had won his first car race. Henry Ford was the new American racing car champion. The next day, Henry's name and picture were in all the newspapers. He had won the money. Ford is America's new champion. He had also won a beautiful crystal punch ball. Clara placed the ball on the table for visitors to see. Henry built his dream car. He called it the Model T. It came in one color, black. The Model T was easy to drive. It was easy to repair. People loved it. They called it the Tin Lizzie. Henry Ford drove his Tin Lizzie into town. People got excited when they saw him. Ladies waved. Men honked. Honk, honk, Henry! Oh! Henry was happy. He had built his car everyone could own. Henry, I got this car. That's really good, affordable. Author's note. This is a true story. The race was held on October 10, 1901. Henry used the prize money to build a Ford Motor Company. Henry Ford's Model T was a car everyone could own, and almost everyone did. This is Henry Ford in the rear picture of racing, and here's Winton. Winton was ahead, but I think Henry Ford, this is a moment of a Henry Ford speed up to pass him through. And there's a spider. I think this is a picture of a curve, first curve. This is a photo of an actual race. Henry is just about to pass Winton. If you look closely, you can see Spider on the running board. The end.